All right.
All right, folks. We are back again. We are the Do Brothers. He's Max. I'm ChuBs. Bringing you entertainment throughout space and time. Today, we're going back to 1982. We're looking at Creepshow. This was a collection of stories in a comic book looking format. And, well, I don't want to give too much away till after, so.
But we obviously like comic books. So.
Right.
We lost it.
All right, here we go in 3, 2, and 1.
Let's do this.
So.
Creepshow. It doesn't want to show. Impressed with the
Coming soon.
Okay.
coming through my ass. That thing was there.
That's spooky.
That's cool.
Jesus.
Old school.
I kind of think like Tales from the Crypt spun off of this.
They're pretty much. Hey, yeah, this is the one he was in and wrote for.
Oh yeah.
With Romero. Nice.
With him.
Holy shit. Stephen King and George Romero are doing some.
Adrian Barbeau. Back again. Hey, zombies.
Leslie Nielsen.
Leslie Nielsen.
Jesus, kid.
Yeah.
The doings of evil doctors.
That doesn't look evil.
Stephen King right
That's
there.
Stephen King, yeah?
Yep.
I thought
Oh,
he
the
played the
monster
part
in the
where
box,
he got
that's
the
like
stuff
one of
on
the
him.
creepy
That was him.
Oh, yeah, that.
You.
I
Oh,
watched this fairly
The
recently.
cockroaches.
Really?
I think maybe this Halloween when they put horror stuff on.
My favorite, The Crate.
That's the guy. Oh, did he? Oh, okay. I was gonna say that's the guy from The Crate. I didn't realize The Crate was this.
Yeah.
I thought it was his own movie.
The most fun you'll ever have.
Close.
Well, that was kind of fun. I've seen Creepshow multiple times. It's it's a fun movie. I watched it a lot when I was a child. I haven't seen it in a while. I remember the monster in the box was a scary one to me. I always loved the one that had Stephen King in it too, just because I thought, it was cool that he was in it. I remember the one that was the creepiest to me was Leslie Nielsen, and he buried those people, and they came back for him. He like tortured these people, and he buried them in the sand, and he filmed them just for his own laughs. That was creepy. But overall, the trailer was very cool. Like, I liked how they had the Grim Reaper at the beginning. It was scary. It was spooky. And then they had the kid with the voodoo doll. And then you see Stephen King, which is cool. It was pretty nice little layout of the film. I think the trailer is pretty phenomenal. And if I had not seen the movie, I would definitely want to see it just from that trailer. So yeah, that's my opinion on the trailer, I guess. Yeah. That's my review.
All right. Now, what was cool about that was, I believe Creepshow came from old comics before.
I think there was a Creepshow. Yeah.
And
I probably have some.
between the segments, the movie was broken down into 4 stories. They showed the comic. Now, in the first Creepshow, and they might have brought it over, the dad of a kid was like, "This is trash," and he threw the comic book away.
And the pages start turning like in the wind.
Then he had bullies attacking him and stuff like that. But I keep wanting to say the Crypt Keeper, but that was Tales from the Crypt.
Right.
I forgot the name of the guy in this one, but he keeps showing up between the segments.
Oh, they have a narrator?
Not a narrator, but like if the Crypt Keeper didn't talk, and he'd be like, "Hey, Billy," and like give him the comic book back, and but he was like looked like a skeleton, or I believe it was called the Ghoul or a Ghoul. But you had 4 stories. Now it had the people in here became big stars, like Leslie Nielsen, and that one had.
I think he was a big star at that point because he was in black and white movies.
Well, that's true. He was Adrian Barbeau, and Stephen King, one of his first ever acting. Like he may, like all his movies, he might have played a part. Like in Christine, he was the priest or this and that. Here, he was the main character in that story.
Right.
Yeah, him and George Romero wrote these tales.
Wow.
Like these stories, put them
We're
together.
gonna have to look up and see who wrote which ones. That'd be nice to know.
Yeah. So Creepshow 1982. I say Creepshow 1 because Creepshow 2 we're going to get to soon. That was also...
So I don't remember how many stories there were, but I know there was the one where media hits, Stephen King touches the media, and it starts growing all over him.
Becomes a plant person.
There was the one with Leslie Nielsen where his...
Ted Danson.
Yeah.
His
Ted Danson
is sleeping with his wife.
Right. So he kills them by burying them.
Well, the trick is spoilers, but he goes to Ted Danson and says, "I know what's going on," and plays a video of the girl buried up to her neck as the tide comes in and says, "If you want to help her, you got to come with me." Brings him to his private beach and says, "If you want to help her, and you got to do the same thing." Makes him bury himself up to his head. And it's old school, it's 82. Brings a cable and plugs in a TV VCR and says she's on another part of the beach. And then he makes Ted Danson watch the girl drown, but as the tide's coming in. Then they come back as zombies to get him. And to see Leslie Nielsen play a villain before Naked Gun and his comic shakes off.
The look of this movie, like when the zombies come in and like Ted Danson's like scared, like the room would just light up red for no reason. Like
they kept the
very
comic book panel.
Bookic. And one thing that sticks out about that sketch was when they bury Leslie Nielsen up to his neck.
Yeah,
it's his turn to die, so the tide's coming in, and picture being buried up to your neck. And the tide's coming in, so you can just know you're going to drown. There's nothing you can do. You're going to drown. But he starts laughing, and he starts screaming. He's
I can hold my breath for a long time.
I can hold my breath for a long time.
Now, I want to bring up a point, because this goes to a dude brother thing. He brings Ted Danson, and the hole's there. And he says, "Get in the hole and bury yourself." In any movie where somebody's holding a gun at somebody and says, "Do blank, or I'll shoot you."
I would just take a running...
I'd rather get shot
or lunge at him
than the torture device. Yeah, try and run, try and attack, but everybody gives up and does what the person says.
Yeah, like if you took me to the beach, you already know he's killing his wife, so it's not like he's afraid of murder.
Yeah.
And he says,
doesn't look like you're going to be let go.
I would just lunge to him, take a couple of bullets and die, or take off running.
Or say, "Shoot me."
He might miss.
Right.
He probably had like a little revolver, 6 shots. I mean, get shot in the back of the head is better than...
So you see there's countless things in Creepshow to go back and look. So check it out for yourself. Give it a try. Stay tuned, because we're going to do more, especially Creepshow 2.
We didn't talk about the one with the bugs.
Yes, that's the climax, the final story.
Basically, I mean, you had a guy who was a germaphobe, and
he was mega rich, lived in
he had like a
penthouse apartment,
sterile house. Everything was,
he sprayed everything, wore gloves.
Bugs just kept coming in, and eventually killed him.
It does point out in there that he's a racist though. When he calls for the exterminator. The handyman comes to the door. Well, they pointed out, somebody made sure to show it in a review one time, where it's an African American, handyman comes to the door, and our guy is saying, "Well, can you get somebody down?" And the guy says something, and the main guy goes, "Well, I see something bright in your future, because people like you can make an advance," and he's really condescending in that kind of way.
Well, I think they wanted to get a point across that he was a jerk.
They go. That goes beyond jerk.
Well, no. I mean, I didn't want to curse,
but in the beginning of the story, he's talking to a widow of a guy in his company who kills himself.
Right.
And he shows no remorse.
Right.
And the lady's crying, and he's like, and he hangs up. So, but then he goes beyond to say "you people" to the guy. It's really, but that's good writing.
So he gets what he deserves, and like I said, it was basically just.
But the best part of that
is
is
it was kind of
they show him laying down. Great effects.
Oh, the bugs come
The
out.
bugs come out. Now, fun fact, they use real bugs
Mm-hmm.
in that scene. And supposedly, much of the cost of the movie was to pay, because it's like 50 cents a cockroach, and you had a million. But yeah, they show a dummy of the guy laying, and the bugs come out of every orifice and hole. That was awesome. But, because nobody really enjoys looking at bugs
But to me,
coming out.
yeah, but to me that one was kind of boring. Like the other ones, I think
I would have
the other
said
ones had twists and turns, but like from the get go,
Oh.
you knew the bugs were gonna kill him. I mean,
one of
you
them
know?
you remember is a rich lady runs over a homeless man, and he keeps coming back saying, "Thanks for the ride, lady." She keeps like
I don't remember that one as good.
I think it was the first one, but she
Crate?
like runs into a tree, and he keeps coming back, and they're all cautionary tales in the end.
And the crate,
The Crate, which is my favorite,
yeah, that one was good.
Adrienne Barbeau is the wife of the guy, and
When I was thinking back of it, I was
works-
thinking that was a separate movie. The Crate,
almost.
you know?
It's the longest one of the bunch,
Mhm.
but he works at a school, and they find under some stairs the crate, and it's has some years on it. Turns out there's a monster in the crate. So his wife, who's abusive to him and mean, he
like ridiculously mean.
he tricks her by saying his friend killed a girl out of passion, etc. Pushes Adrienne Barbeau to the crate. The monster won't come out at first. She's gotta check it out for yourselves if y'all haven't, because what's greater than him? And at the end, he throws the crate in the water, and then they show the eyes of the creature, so it's still alive and it's still out there. So 4 stories, all different, all great. And the first one is the old man who wants cake.
Yeah, I was gonna say, where's
You
my
get Ed
cake?
Harris, who does a crazy dance, and the daughter kills him, but he comes back as a straight up zombie.
And he's, yeah, where's my cake?
Where's my cake? And starts killing everybody. Great story. And it's even fun to go back and look at the fashion for 82. You still have bell bottoms.
Yeah. And like I said, the visual effects in this movie are fun.
Right. I think Rick Baker was involved.
Yeah.
The great Rick Baker.
Yeah.
So you get great looking zombies because...
It's a fun movie. I mean, because, it's not like you're watching Freddy Krueger the whole time. It's different.
Yeah, they
stories,
switch it up,
You know?
kind
of like we said, Tales from the Crypt.
Which came later, but both from comics.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you have any?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. One day, if we find him, he'll pull it out and show you. But Tales from the Crypt, there was many tales of horror, because old Dracula and werewolves come from comics, where Tales from the Werewolf and Marvel, Dracula exists in the Marvel universe.
Yeah.
And Werewolf by Night, The Midnight Suns, The Living Mummy. So everything's connected, everybody. So I hope you enjoyed this one. Creepshow, 1982. Stay tuned for more. We're going to bring entertainment from across space and time. He is Max. I'm Chubbs. We're the Do Brothers. Over and out.
Ba-na-na-na.